Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. 22-year-old now about to join Arsenal. He has already met his new teammates. Defender Jurrien Timber has now met his future Arsenal teammates and done his media duties ahead of joining the club. That's according to journalist Charles Watts, who was speaking on his YouTube channel about the Dutchman. Arsenal's pre-season preparation went up a notch yesterday. Members of the squad who had already been in training took part in a pre-season friendly against Watford. A young side came away with a 1-1 draw, with Marquinhos scoring Arsenal's goal. Mikel Arteta's squad travelled to Germany today before their next friendly against FC Nuremberg on Thursday. Jurrien Timber should be an Arsenal player by then and has already met his new teammates. However, it's not known exactly when the club will reveal their latest signing. Speaking about the ongoing situation surrounding Timber, Watts said, "He is not quite signed yet, but he is very, very close. He spent the day at London Colney on Friday, going through all of this media stuff, the medical side of things. He is flown back to Holland now. He spent yesterday in Holland. I don't know if he is going to be coming back today or not. I don't know if Timber is going to be flying back and linking up with the squad then in Germany. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know when Arsenal are going to announce this, but he spent the day and met his new teammates on Friday, did media stuff, and has his medical and all that kind of stuff. It's just a case of when this is going to be announced and when he can get everything in order to come back over here and link up with the squad. Timber will be eager to impress his new Arsenal teammates once he joins up with the squad. He is going to have to work hard to break into the team. After Ben White's exceptional campaign at right back last year, there has even been a suggestion that he could start ahead of William Saliba next season. Journalist says Arsenal might find it really difficult to sell £32,000 a week man this summer. Arsenal might find it complicated to try and sell striker Folarin Balogun this summer. Journalist Ryan Taylor was speaking to Give Me Sport about the young forward's future. The Gunners look set to be one of the biggest spending teams in the Premier League in this transfer window. They have already spent £65 million, bringing in Kai Havertz from London rivals Chelsea. Declan Rice is expected to sign very soon for a Premier League record transfer fee for a British player of £100 million. Defender Jurrien Timber won't be cheap either, and he is likely to cost around £38.5 million. Arsenal's return to the Champions League has given them more flexibility in the transfer window. However, they will also be looking to maximize any sales this summer to help balance the books. They have already sold Granit Xhaka for £21.5 million, while the likes of Thomas Partey are also linked with a move away from the club. However, Arsenal know Folarin Balogun might be the most prized asset they can sell this summer. Although a deal may be complicated, that's because he had such a good season out on loan last year that they are now demanding a large sum for a player who has never proven himself in the Premier League. Speaking to Give Me Sport about the £32,000 a week striker, Taylor said, "They are looking at him. From what I understand, I have had conversations about Balogun's future. There are a lot of clubs informed on his situation. Palace are one, Inter Milan, Monaco, Marseille, Leipzig, AC Milan. But I think ultimately the price tag's going to prove complicated for a lot of these clubs because Arsenal know he is a really talented player. Given his place in the Arsenal pecking order, allowing Balogun to leave this summer makes sense. His stock is incredibly high right now, and he has got no intention of sitting on the bench at Arsenal next season." Jorginho sent message to Kai Havertz after arriving at Arsenal for pre-season training. Jorginho has sent a message to new Arsenal teammate Kai Havertz as they were reunited at pre-season training yesterday. The Italian international took to Instagram as the Gunners started preparing for the upcoming season. Jorginho will be buzzing that his old Chelsea teammate Kai Havertz has joined him at Arsenal. Havertz was officially signed by the Gunners in a £65 million deal just over a week ago. He became the first player to join Mikel Arteta's side this summer in what is expected to be a very busy transfer window. Both Jurrien Timber and Declan Rice have completed medical ahead of signing for the club. It's unlikely that they will be the last player to arrive as Arsenal look to go one better than their second place finish last season. Jorginho and Havertz played 84 matches together at Chelsea and will be excited to resurrect that partnership at Arsenal. All eyes will be on the German when he makes his first appearance for the club in the preseason this summer. The Italian posted a picture of the pair together on his Instagram story with the caption, "Welcome, my brother." It will be interesting to see where Mikel Arteta decides to play Kai Havertz next season. He was typically used as a striker or wide forward during his time at Stamford Bridge. Havertz never looked like a natural in either role, instead preferring to play in a slightly deeper central position. With Granit Xhaka no longer at the club, there is a chance Havertz could be used as an attacking number 8. However, there will be concern over his defensive output if he is asked to be a direct replacement for the Swiss international. Like Havertz, there will also be question marks about where Jorginho fits into this Arsenal team when their transfer business is done. Granit Xhaka denies rumoured reasons behind Arsenal transfer exit. Former Arsenal midfielder Granit Xhaka has denied leaving the club for a transfer to Bayer Leverkusen because of his family preferring to leave London. The Switzerland international was a key performer for the Gunners, becoming a hugely important part of Mikel Arteta's side last season as they mounted a surprise Premier League title challenge. However, Xhaka has now left the club to join Leverkusen, and he is insisted it's nothing to do with being pushed to leave by his family. The 30-year-old insists he wanted a new challenge, and it seems he was tempted by the project at Leverkusen under exciting young manager Xabi Alonso. He told Keystone SDA, as quoted by Sport Witness, "There was speculation everywhere that my wife was no longer happy in England. That is not at all true. The fact is that as a person, I am always interested in new challenges. After 7 years, the time has come for something completely new. The league is not new, but the club is." During the talks with Simon Rolfs, sporting director, and Xabi Alonso, I felt that the long-term project at Leverkusen was worthwhile and that it was 100% in line with me. Arsenal fans will surely be wishing Xhaka well whatever happens, as his turn around at the Emirates Stadium was really quite spectacular after his career looked all but over a few years ago. Arsenal remain keen on potential £50 million transfer deal could be helped by £30 million sale. Arsenal reportedly still have Southampton wonderkid Romeo Lavia in their sights as they seek to add more youth to their squad. The young Belgian midfielder has impressed in his time at the St. Mary's Stadium, but it remains to be seen if Arsenal will pay the kind of money required to get a deal done. According to The Guardian, Arsenal have an interest in Lavia, but Southampton's £50 million asking price might be a bit rich, though the report also mentions the possibility of Thomas Partey being allowed to leave the Emirates Stadium for around £30 million. Arsenal could do well to sell Partey and use a larger chunk of that fee to help pay for Lavia, while the report also notes that £21 million has already been raised from selling Granit Xhaka to Bayer Leverkusen. Arsenal looks set to be working with a younger squad next season, with Xhaka and Partey among the oldest members of the starting 11. All in all, it looks like there is a very exciting future ahead at Arsenal, with Mikel Arteta also building around some superb young talents in the form of Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli and William Saliba. Parlour says he would have loved 21-goal Premier League striker at Arsenal. Arsenal legend Parlour has claimed that he would have loved to see Ivan Toney at the Emirates if circumstances around the Brentford star were different right now. Mikel Arteta and his men are back at London Conley for pre-season. Kai Havertz joined up with the group yesterday, while it's only a matter of time before Declan Rice and Jurrien Timber take part. Speaking to GBI International, Parlour believes Arsenal still need a new striker this summer. His pick would have been Tony, but that move will definitely not happen in this window. Even Tony had an outstanding campaign for Brentford in the Premier League last season. The Englishman scored 21 goals and provided 5 assists in all competitions, and in an ideal scenario, his name would have probably been high up on many clubs' transfer wish list. However, back in May, Tony was handed an 8-month ban from football and all football related activity for breaching rules around betting, the Athletic report. That means he will not be allowed back until January 2024. Parlour claimed that he would have loved for Arsenal to sign Tony this summer, but that clearly will not happen in this window. The Arsenal legend said, I do think we need that extra striker. If Gabriel Jesus gets injured again, is Eddie going to be able to come in and do well enough in the Champions League? I know that we could play with a false nine, but I would like that security of having an out and out striker. The problem is who is available, who can Arsenal bring in that position. If the circumstances were different, I would have gone for Ivan Toney all day long. I think he would have been ideal for Arsenal. He reminds me a little bit of Ian Wright. Many people have come out and claimed that Arsenal need to sign a new striker, someone who will come and guarantee them 25 to 30 goals per season. That definitely would be brilliant, but the Gunners don't really have enough space for a player like that, do they? Arsenal keen on best young right back in the world with reduced asking price this summer. Arsenal are reportedly still keen to sign Real Valladolid right back Ivan Fresneda this summer. That's according to the Spanish outlet Mundo Deportivo, who share more detail about the 18-year-old's future. Arsenal aren't messing around in the transfer window this summer. They have already spent big money on Kai Havertz and will break their transfer record when Declan Rice is finally confirmed. Mikel Arteta has set his sights on improving his defensive options this summer as well. They are on the cusp of signing Ajax defender Jurrien Timber, who has already passed a medical. It appears as though the Gunners might not be done there. When looking at fullbacks, Arsenal are still keen on Ivan Fresneda after chasing the teenage defender in the January transfer window. They faced competition from Borussia Dortmund, but the 18-year-old decided to stay at Real Valladolid instead. Arsenal might be thankful he did, as it could make a move to sign him easier this summer. The report from Mundo Deportivo suggests that the slowness of Barcelona's pursuit of Fresneda has prompted further interest from Arsenal. They believe that Fresneda's release clause has now fallen to £17 million after Valladolid were relegated from La Liga. Mundo Deportivo go on to say that Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta has always been keen on Fresneda. He now fits their economic parameters and contract has already started. Fresneda would very much be a signing for the future for Arsenal. Journalist says Arsenal won't be signing 23-year-old this summer. He is too expensive. Journalist Ryan Taylor has claimed that Arsenal won't be signing Paris Saint-Germain star Kylian Mbappe this summer due to the finances involved in a deal. Mbappe informed PSG that he won't be extending his stay in Paris last month, and it seems the Frenchman could well be on the market. Indeed, PSG president Nasser El Khalifi confirmed this week that unless Mbappe puts pen to paper, he will have to leave France to avoid the club losing him on a free transfer next summer. Mikel Arteta's men have already moved to bring in Kai Havertz from Chelsea this summer and look set to wrap up deals for Jurrien Timber and Declan Rice imminently. There have been suggestions that if Mbappe was to move to England, Arsenal would be his favourite destination. The Independent claims the 23-year-old likes the evolution of Arteta's side and would enjoy the challenge of delivering a Premier League title to the Emirates Stadium once again. But Taylor has claimed that Arsenal won't be snapping up Mbappe this summer due to the financial package it would take to land the Frenchman. Taylor responded to report that Mbappe could end up at Arsenal this summer and ruled out the possibility of the move. He said, Talk of Mbappe is just ridiculous, really, because if you look at the financial outlay of that deal, I know it's one that fans just sort of fantasies about, but it's just not financially possible or viable, certainly in this transfer window. Mbappe is arguably the best player in the world right now, and he will have no shortage of options should he leave PSG over the next year. The French forward has been heavily linked with a move to Real Madrid and even came close to joining the La Liga giants at one stage. It looks likely that he will end up at the Bernabeu, and despite report that he would favour a move to Arsenal if he made the switch to England, it seems highly unlikely that the Gunners would be able to afford a move for the World Cup winner. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.